I'm not even gonna lie, I actually might be cooked. We're just about to hit 4 million rolls, and I know the title says 4 million, but if you round it, 3.8 million is basically 4 million. So we're gonna call it the 4 million milestone. Now, if you aren't already, make sure you guys join the Discord. We have like 25,000 active players in there, bro. Like it's growing. The response has been actually incredible. But yeah, enough yapping. Let's just show you everything I've got. All right, so first of all, let me show you guys my inventory. Now I have pretty much all of the gauntlets that you would need. Now I still don't know if gravitational device or jackpot gauntlet is better, but you guys can let me know in the comments. Personally, I'm using the jackpot gauntlet right now just so I can hit 1 million gold, because the idea is hopefully in the future, if they add an update where you need to spend gold, I have a ton of it saved up, but I don't know if they'd ever do that. But for items, I have the new biome randomizer, strange controller, 2 heavenly 2s, a heavenly 1 potion, and just a bunch of other random junk. But I'm gonna show you guys my auras from worst to best, so you guys can let me know in the comments if I'm cooking or if I'm cooked. So the first aura I have is the Glock aura, and if you don't have at least one of these in your inventory, dude, I don't know what you're doing. Next, I have 7 exotics saved up because you need to use them for heavenly 2s. So it's always good to have a ton of these just ready to go. But I've deleted every other aura before this, so we go straight into the 1 millions. And for my first 1 million aura, I have the Arcane aura, which I think might have been my first 1 million. It's been so long that I honestly don't know. Arcane is great because it has that teleport ability, which is still by far one of the most useful abilities in the game. Next, we have this magnetic mutation, which I don't even know how to pronounce this, dude. Honestly, it is one of the worst 1 millions in the game, in my opinion, just because it looks like VFX spam, dude. Like, it's just kind of, it hurts to look at. I kept undefined on me because it just looks interesting. It's 1 in 1 million breakthrough, but other than that, it's actually pretty easy to get. A lot of like brand new players flex they have this, but they don't realize that it's like super common, dude. Like it's really, I'll get probably like 5 of them every single null event. They're really common. Now the Astral aura is one of the better 1 in 1 millions. In my opinion, it should be closer to 1 in 5 million. Now we have this bounded mutation, bounded unbound, which in my opinion is actually insane. And for those of you guys that got it during the Easter event, you guys know that this aura was extremely important because it was used to get 2 free heavenly 2 potions. But they've since removed that Easter egg and you can no longer get that, so it's not really all that anymore. Now compared to bounded unbound, gravitational is not really that impressive, especially since it's the same rarity as unbound, but it is still cool and it's been reworked a couple times, so at least they're working on it. But next we have virtual, which is honestly one of the worst auras in my opinion. There's not a whole lot to it. It breaks a bunch. Sometimes this won't spawn up here, or like the stuff around it won't spawn in. And it's honestly just not deserving of its rarity. They definitely need to rework this aura. It used to be really cool back in like era 4 and 5, but it's just not all that anymore. Now the OGs will know how much this aura used to suck, but they did an insanely good job with this rework. And honestly, it's not bad. Like I genuinely like this aura now. Now Poseidon is one of the 3 Greek god auras in this game, and it is the most common out of the 3. Now maybe it's just me, but this aura is great, but the music just does not seem to fit it. And it could just be just me, but honestly I'm not sure how to feel about this aura. Now the next aura I have is also a Greek god aura. It is Zeus. And honestly, the same thing with this aura. The music just does not seem to fit it. But it's kind of a better off-brand version of Lightning, and the ability is honestly really cool. Now there is a glitch you can do with this aura, and the way you do that glitch is if you press X and then hold down the X in the top right of your screen, it bugs out your camera really bad like this. Watch. I'm gonna hold it for a few seconds, but be careful so you don't disconnect. And when I let go, your camera just like starts freaking out. But moving on, we have Solar Solstice, which this aura is cool and all, but I have 8 of these, dude. But yeah, this aura is actually pretty decent. It's just I feel like it's too common. Now Galaxy is one of my favorite auras in the entire game. Like the VFX on this Galaxy is just, it's really, really well done, and it's honestly one of my favorite auras in the entire game. Now Hades is the last of the 3 Greek god auras, and honestly, the rework is better than the original, but it's still just not that great. I know it's used for a couple of these crafts, but I've already finished all of them, so I don't really need to worry about that anymore. But moving on is one of my first rare auras in the entire game, and that is Hypervolt. I got this around 1 in 400,000, I think, and it was my first aura above 1 in 5 million. Like, it is honestly a really cool aura, but there is definitely better auras out there. I would say it needs a rework, but honestly, like, I don't really see anything they could do to change it. It's a pretty solid aura. Now, moving on to the 1 in 10 millions, here's Star Scourge, which is my first ever 1 in 10 million aura. Now, I was stuck with this aura for quite a long time, honestly. I got this aura at 700,000 rolls, and I didn't get another 1 in 10 million until 2.8 million rolls. Like, I was honestly stuck for so long. Now, Star Scourge is really cool, but I honestly think that this needs rework. And there's been a couple of them suggested and whitelisted, but they've just never been added to the game. And I don't know why, but this aura definitely needs work. Now, next we have Sailor at 1 in 12 million. Now, I remember seeing this come out back in like Era 6, and I remember instantly, dude, this is the aura I wanted so bad. And it took me a while to get. I actually had to get it from a Heavenly 2 potion, but I do not regret this at all. Like, this is still one of my favorite auras. The art style is great, and it's just genuinely a decent aura. Now, next we have Chromatic, and this aura actually broke the curse for me, dude. Like, after I got Chromatic, I started getting extremely lucky, and you guys are gonna see that in a minute here. Now, I have 2 Chromatics, and honestly, it is a really good aura. It just feels kind of basic. I'm not sure. For a 1 in 20 million aura, it definitely could be improved, but there are so many Chromatic reworks at this point that I think it's fine leaving it how it is. Now, I also have 2 Arcane Darks. Honestly, it's not that impressive. It's quite literally just a recolor of Arcane, but apparently it does have a lower cooldown time than Arcane, so I guess that is a positive. But now let's move on to the 1 in 100 millions. Now, unfortunately, I was AFK when I got this. Now, this is one of my favorite 1 in 100 million auras, and sadly, I was asleep when I got this. But honestly, it's an extremely good aura, and it has a really, really cool cutscene, which I'll show you guys right now. Now, for those of you guys that are in the Discord, you guys will definitely know that I have this. But here is the next aura that I have to show you. Honestly, in my opinion, Bloodlust isn't that cool. Like, I know a ton of people want this aura, but it doesn't have any abilities. Also, I don't know why, but the 2 spinning things around it is not spawning in. So I guess it's another bug with it. But yeah, it doesn't have any abilities, and it honestly just kind of looks like a particle spam, so it's not that impressive. But I do really like the cutscene, which I'll show you guys right now. Now, moving on to the last auras I want to show you guys, I'm going to move on to the limited stuff. So this is the first limited that I have to show you guys. During the April Fool's event, you guys were able to get this aura, and honestly, it's really, really good for what it is. It's no longer obtainable, and I don't know if it ever will be attainable again, but it is one of my favorite auras from that event. Alright, now moving on to the Valentine's Day event, the first one of that event, we have the Divinous Love, which is an extremely basic aura, but it is also unobtainable, so I guess it is still cool for like collectors. I also have Flush Heart Eyes, which is pretty much just a meme aura. It's not really that impressive. But Celestial Cupid is actually a decent aura. I know a ton of people were really upset about this event because nobody could get any Celestials at the time, but I was extremely fortunate and able to get all the Celestials you needed for the event, which also allowed me to get the final aura, which is Blossom. Now, I know there's a ton of people out there that really want these auras, but I don't honestly know if they're ever going to come back because they were a quest exclusive during the Valentine's event. Hopefully for the people that want them, these will come out next Valentine's event, but I honestly don't know if they're even going to re-release. So for those of you guys that want like a full inventory review, this is everything that I have. Let me know in the comments whether or not I'm cooking or if I'm absolutely cooked. Also, make sure to join the Discord server. I'll leave a link to it in the description and in the pinned comment. But yeah, thanks again for watching, guys, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.